Heyhoo und willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge von Genshin Impact Buch V Hydro. Wir reden mit
Compared to the storms I've encountered out at sea,
Neuvillette.
this is really quite...
Oh, it's you two.
Hi.
Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Wir haben uns mehr oder weniger selbst eingeladen, aber sagen wir einfach mal ja.
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Ja.
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Warum fühlt sich das an, als wäre das jetzt das Schlussgespräch? Dabei ist es das nicht. Ich meine, hallo, der Childe wartet noch auf uns? Über das Wasser des Urmeers.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea. But what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Okay.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface.
Wo dann?
What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land.
Deshalb sind wir auf jeden Fall noch nicht fertig.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Aber klar. Kennst du die Prophezeiung, die Fontaine kursiert?
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Furina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good.
Ja, genau das.
Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
Ja.
That's right! It was Lyney that told us back then.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly.
Nachdem labert länger, deswegen drücke ich da auf weg, aber egal.
Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro-Archon left to the world before she passed away.
Das ist die Prophezeiung, die letzten Worte von dem Hydro-Archon davor sind?
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro-Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved.
Ja, das ist heftig.
We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs.
Aber warum nur die Leute von Fontaine? Was ist an denen anders? Sind das dann keine richtigen Menschen oder... Irgendwas stimmt doch da nicht.
Speaking of the prophecy, Furina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Furina by her predecessor.
But with Furina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Naja, ich meine, wir können das ja auch schon... keine Ahnung. Wir helfen da einfach. Vielleicht kriegen wir das ja hin.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Wow, was eine Antwort darauf? Naja, über den Grafen.
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
Also ich kann mir vorstellen, weil ich weiß ja noch, dass es... Ich weiß nicht, ob diese Person jetzt hier noch auftaucht oder in Natlan, im Feuergebiet. Aber ich kann mir vorstellen, dass vielleicht die Oratrice Analyse Kardinal sich dachte so, hey, er ist von der Fatui 11 und ein anderer von der Fatui 11 macht hier auch schlimme Dinge und deswegen ist er nicht wirklich unschuldig. Aber, also sagt er dann schuldig, aber praktisch nicht an dieser... Ich kann mir echt nicht vorstellen, wie... Egal, die lösen das bestimmt noch irgendwie auf.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness.
Alter, kämpfen wir am Ende dagegen? Weil jedes der von den Archons hat ja irgendetwas, gegen das wir kämpfen. Entweder ein Drachen, oder jetzt zum Beispiel bei Insumeo mit Nahida haben wir halt gegen einen künstlichen Archon gekämpft, nämlich Scaramouche. Und hier vielleicht ist es hier dann wirklich Oratrice Analyse Kardinal.
Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
So when Lyney told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
Eine Stimme.
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate.
Vielleicht hat die... Oh, stell dir vor, die Oratrice hat wirklich ein Bewusstsein und redet und alles.
In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Furina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though. The time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama.
Ja, das glaube ich aber auch. Das ist aber komisch. Du hast dieses Ding kreiert und hast keine Ahnung, was es macht.
While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede.
Oh Gott, ja.
If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
Und was genau gibt ihr dem?
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Ja, es gab noch eine Sache, ne? Okay, ja, ich habe die Frage gar nicht gesehen. Hast du meine Schwester gesehen?
Your sibling?
Ja.
Another blonde-haired traveler?
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description.
Ja, das finde ich aber seltsam, weil der ist ja kein Mensch, Neuvillette. Und er muss ja eine Weile lang gelebt haben. Das heißt, müsste er nicht eigentlich unsere Schwester getroffen haben? Weil sie ist doch auch durch alle Gebiete durchgelatscht.
If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epiclese.
Oder genau das.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Nö, das war's. Ich habe keine Fragen mehr. Doch.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you.
Ich habe noch eine Frage. Wenn du kein Mensch bist, was bist du dann?
It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memornia.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right. You've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Hä? Der Regen hat nicht aufgehört. Es gewittert. Grundlos gefallen wie ein sanfter Regen. Was meinst du, es hat aufgehört zu regnen? Es hat nicht aufgehört.
You know, we've been walking around for a while now. Why the court of Fontaine and have a rest. Navia said something about having a place ready for us there. Didn't she? Come on, let's go!
Okay, bevor ich jetzt schon wieder getroffen werde vom Blitz. Erstmal, was sind das denn bitte für neue Missionen, die hier anstehen? Den Auftrag ab, um Missionen für Fontaine freizuschalten. Ah, das Ansehen. Ich würde gerne hier weitermachen. Geht zum Stützpunkt. Da wären wir hier wieder in dem Stützpunkt von Spina di Rosula. Aber was geht jetzt ab? Geht es um Tartaglia? Um Childe.
Yep, there's the room, and it's empty and waiting for us as promised. Navia is such a good person.
Ah, wir haben immer noch das Zimmer hier.
Now that the serial disappearances case has been solved, no one's going to come after us for anything. Even without Silver standing guard, we can just completely relax.
Wer weiß, wer weiß.
Why don't we stay and rest up here for a while? Even machines in Fontaine need to stop and recharge now and then.
Wenn wir uns ausruhen wollen, könnten wir uns doch auch einen Ort mit einer schöneren Aussicht suchen.
Oh, come on! This place isn't that bad. Besides, how often do we get to stay in an actual base?
Raus mit der Wahrheit, Paimon.
Oh, fine. Remember that detective story Paimon read before? Well, the author is about to release a new book, so Paimon wanted to buy it as soon as it came out and have a quiet place to read it.
Na gut, aber sag mir nicht, wer der Täter ist.
Yippee! Then it's agreed. Come on, let's get some sleep. We'll need to be up first thing in the morning to get in line and buy a copy.
Du und Paimon ruht euch ein paar Tage aus. Schon ein paar Tage?
Paimon didn't expect that style at all. Even though it's a detective novel, it's also like a social documentary. Whew. It's actually pretty good.
Du hast es erst jetzt fertig gelesen? Du bist wirklich eine sehr langsame Leserin, Paimon.
No. Paimon just spends a bit more time sleeping than you, that's all.
Excuse me, but do you know if the Traveler and Paimon are lodging here?
Ja, wir sind's.
Huh? Who are you? Paimon doesn't recall seeing you before. Wait, you're not here to give us trouble, are you?
A blonde traveler and a chatty little fairy. Whew, looks like I found the place. Good thing I asked the Spina di Rosula. Seems they sent me the right way.
Hey, what do you mean by chatty? Paimon's always careful not to talk too much.
It's an honor to meet you both. I was sent from the Palais Mermonia. Monsieur Neuvillette wishes to see you. It seems he has something important to discuss in person.
Oh.
Neuvillette? He wants to see us again already? Huh. We talked so much the last time we met. Has something happened since then?
Ja, wahrscheinlich.
I'm not privy to the details. It would be best if you came to the Palais Mermonia and asked Monsieur Neuvillette in person.
If you say so, but Paimon has a bad feeling about this.
Now that I've delivered the message, I'll take my leave.
Thanks! We haven't left the room for a few days, so we'll head over once we've freshened up a bit.
Zu den leuchtenden Sternen tief im Wasser. Eine ausgesprochene scharfe Teegesellschaft. Sprich mit Neuvillette. Also ich nehme an, dass es um Dingens gehen wird. Um Childe. Ich meine, warum sollte er sonst mit uns reden wollen? Es gibt doch sonst keinen Grund. Wir haben doch nichts angestellt, oder? Diese Dinger hier. Es wurde doch erklärt, was die sind, ne? Aber ich hab's schon wieder vergessen. Naja, gehen wir zu Monsieur Neuvillette. Da fällt mir aber auch gerade ein, ich weiß gar nicht, ob ich das hier jemals eingeblendet habe, aber es gibt auf TikTok, oder es gab auf TikTok, ist ja eine Weile her, dieses Oratrice d'Analyse Kardinal, als Meme, kann man es Meme nennen? Wo er praktisch so am Dancen war, immer wenn er Oratrice D'Analyse Kardinal gesagt hat, aber immer so in dem Takt. Falls ich es finde, falls ich es hab, seht ihr das immer wieder, wenn das kommt.
We're You daydreaming or thinking something over?
Yes, I did send someone to fetch you. But as for what I'd like to discuss next, well, I still have some reservations.
Okay.
Given that we've already made the
nein.
trip here, you should just tell us. Bet you need us to help you with something, right?
Ich glaube nicht, dass es so einfach ist, Paimon.
I do indeed have something I'd like to ask you to
doch.
do. However, you should wait until after I tell you the details, then decide for yourselves whether you'd like to help or not.
Okay.
The situation is this.
Kurz zuvor im Palais
If I'm
Mermonia.
understanding you correctly, the Snezhnayan harbinger known as the Knave has essentially requested a diplomatic meeting with you, correct?
Den meinte ich nämlich, oder sie, beziehungsweise Alecchino. Oder Alecchino, oder, nee, CCHI. Alecchino müsste das theoretisch sein, das kennt CH. Also, falls es italienisch sein soll.
I heard that she was originally from Fontaine, but for her to suddenly arrive here and abruptly request such a meeting like this, I sincerely advise you to refuse her invitation outright.
Sie möchte übrigens ein göttliches Herz, das können wir dir auch schon sagen. Sie möchte nur die Gnosis haben.
I'm sure you're aware that her purpose is most likely related to Childe's recent predicament.
Ah, ich weiß nicht.
We convicted one of the Snezhnayan harbingers in a court of law, but we have yet to provide any form of detailed report on the matter. This does indeed provide an opportunity for Snezhnaya to put pressure on us.
Stimmt, und ihr habt keine genauen Gründe, außer zu sagen, ja, Oratrice hat gesagt, schuldig.
I believe we should adopt an evasive stance until we can provide a proper explanation and have a preliminary plan on how to deal with the matter.
No, we shouldn't. I think we should agree to the meeting.
Aber so wie ich das weiß, bist du ja nicht so stark. Deine Kraft ist komplett im Oratrice drin. Wahrscheinlich sogar deine Nose ist im Oratrice. Nehme ich einfach mal an. Wie willst du kämpfen?
Oh?
Well, you see, we are the ones that owe an explanation. If we keep putting off the meeting, it could easily result in the problem escalating, right? It's like a fight between two friends. If they don't agree to see each other and talk in person, isn't it possible that the friendship could end entirely?
Though diplomatic relations between Fontaine and Snezhnaya could be considered as friendly, it is only superficially so. You wouldn't go so far as to say that our nations are friends, as you did in your example.
It was just an analogy. An analogy, okay?
Moreover, even if we were to talk in person, if we don't have sufficient information prepared, it is quite possible the result wouldn't be restored relations, but a complete falling out.
I don't think we should overthink those possibilities yet. Even if the logic of the divine is not immediately apparent, its wisdom will only be revealed with time. Besides, you'll be at the meeting. If any problems do pop up, you'll have no problem navigating them.
I must clarify that interacting and communicating with people outside of court is not my cup of tea. It seems you think too much of me.
Ich glaube, deswegen will uns dann wahrscheinlich dabei haben, oder wie?
But more importantly, when did I agree to join the meeting with you?
You mean you won't come? No, that won't do. I can't go to the meeting alone. You have to accompany me. I must take you with me.
Die beiden, Alter. Ah.
Lady Furina, could there be something else regarding this matter that is being kept from me?
No, not at all. Look, I am the Hydro-Archon of Fontaine, Focalor, the god of justice who is loved and adored by many.
Und wo erklärt das bitte, warum du ihn dabei haben willst?
So I only hope that justice will be served in this matter. Don't overthink it. I'll go find someone to arrange the meeting.
Oh je, das wird so schief gehen. Auf Furinas Bestehen hin ist der Zeitpunkt für das Treffen mit Alecchino gekommen. Alecchino.
Though it could officially be considered a diplomatic conference, I prefer to see our meeting today as an ordinary tea party.
Ich glaube, ihr Titel ist Knave oder wie auch immer man es ausspricht. Das heißt es nicht Knabe? Falls nicht, blende ich das hier ein, was es sonst heißen soll, aber Alecchino. Okay. Wer bist du?
I assume you see it the same way, Miss Furina?
Und an dieser Stelle würde ich gerne die Folge beenden. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet viel Spaß beim Zusehen. Und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tüdelü.